Well, indeed, we are here. Welcome to Hamityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I'm Clint.
I'm Don.
And we are joined here today with a very, very special guest. I'm going to say April Marie, but I'm going to take it a little step further. I'm going to attempt your name. I'm going to say Golubiewski. Is that pretty close? Did I get it?
Fucked it up.
That wasn't bad. It's Golubiewski.
Ah,
Golubiewski.
let me do the shit next time.
Okay? I'm telling you.
Let me do it next time.
Well, I was willing to take a risk on it.
It sounded good. It did sound good.
And I've spent my time around a few Polish names in my day, so I figured I could get close. Well, all right. I'll make a mental note. So Golubiewski.
Yeah.
There you go.
Very
good. That rolled right off.
I'm actually really impressed. I get Golubiewski, I'm just April Marie. We're good. We're good.
April Marie.
Like let's add letters to your last names. Like, God damn, guys, just fuck it. April Marie. Yeah. So how are you tonight?
That's okay.
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, fantastic. Sitting in some nice cool weather instead of being outside in this ridiculous heat.
Yeah, what the fuck's that all about? God.
I don't know, man, but it's getting worse through the weekend from what I understand.
It's going to get hotter.
I was filming in this all week, so filming outside all week.
Oh,
you're doing Wolf Hollow, weren't you?
Yeah, Wolf Hollow. Yeah, the next Mark Cantu film, which we've been following that pretty closely, and we're pretty excited about that. I mean, we like a good werewolf flick. So, and he seems to like to mix comedy in with his films. So I understand that maybe this might be a werewolf comedy.
A little bit, I think.
Fair assessment.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I'm on board. And again, we have to promote the big one here, guys. This motherfucker right here, yes, have an autograph by Stephanie Swift. Thank you, love. What a crowning achievement. I mean, seriously, what an amazing movie with you in there. I mean, as Debbie Levine. I mean, you can't. I don't think anybody else could have played that fucking role. I really don't. And just the way that everybody handled themselves, Dave and Felissa, obviously, them being the professionals they are, Sean, Steph and Rick. I mean, and you were right there with them. You didn't even seem like a side character. You seemed like you were part of the main brigade, and that's what was so cool. Like, you had all these other people that were involved, like, Jess, and it's like, I still think April's like upper echelon. Like, she's on that level with main characters, which was amazing. So, how do you feel about the film? How do you feel it came out? And, what do you think about it?
It was so easy to play that role because I am Debbie Levine. Like, that is who I am. I am just like blonde, boobs, 80s, like that, like I still crimp my hair. Like, that is me, like, to a T. So when I had just gotten like into the indie film circuit, I did a lot when I was in high school, like plays and stuff, and I got out of it, and I just like got in and started meeting people. And one of the first people I met was Mark Cantu and his lovely wife, Liz. And so they put up that they were first, looking for people for Massacre. And I was like, hey, I'd love to, be in like an 80s type movie. I'm like, that's my gig, because that's how I grew up, on 80s horror and practical effects. So he was like, oh, and he sent me the sides for Debbie. And immediately I was like, I know you don't know me. I know you don't know anything about me. I was like, but this is my role, and I will do whatever I need to do for this role. And thank God he didn't make me suck a dick, but like I
still what? She's like,
well, if he knew he could have leveraged for that,
like, do I want to say anything?
Might have tried. No,
like, I'm like
kidding.
Sitting there like,
Mark.
I knew she like, you do anything, like suck a dick, and then she says it. I'm like, all right, that's creepy as fuck. But yeah,
but I was so in for that role, and I was going to do whatever I could to get it, because I didn't even want he asked me, he was like, do you want to read for Jess's role, or like one of the main characters or something like that? And I was like, no. I was like, I could do so much with this role. I was like, I don't need to be, I never wanted to be like a final girl. I always found like the joy in in the movies, watching these girls, or whoever get killed in the most crazy ways, and all the practical effects. And I've got to meet so many practical effects people from like the Douglas Education Center. My good girlfriend Katie, what's her last name? I forget what the fuck her last name is, but she's working on Wolf Hollow right now, and she did like crazy makeup. It's so cool to just be a part of that, and to see all that. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, and we have to acknowledge that a lot of people that are either watching us or listening haven't seen this film yet, and I really hope that has a chance to change soon. Considering if we get a chance to talk to Mark, we'll ask him what's going on with distribution and how people can get a hold of this thing. But I really want to just highlight that this was just 80s to the max. I mean, especially your character. I mean, like anybody who can imagine, like the poofy hair, the neon spandex, skating by yourself in a roller rink. I mean, how does it get any more 80s than that at all? I couldn't name it. That reminded me of so many things from my childhood that I witnessed. I was smiling from ear to ear the whole time I was watching it, and you embodied that perfectly. I mean, it's as you say, that's you. I mean, after seeing it, I couldn't imagine anybody else doing it.
That's for damn sure.
And I'm glad that they didn't, look for additional people and try to pass on you for that.
I know. And it could have been so easy too. Cause like I got like some curves to me. Like, I think I'm a little bit of a bigger girl. So it could have easily went the route of getting like some skinny bitch or whatever. But I think it made it so much better to have my fat ass out in spandex on skates. I think that just, that made it like that much better.
I'm just going to go on record and say, I didn't mind watching that. I was cool with it.
Some of us like that,
fucking tastic. I was completely fine with it. Just saying, not to be weird, but just saying, I was okay with it, without a doubt. And again, Clint hit it right on the money. I mean, if there was ever, and again, people attempt to do 80s slashers, nowadays, and they just pull them off. Now they need to be hokey. Like, I think people take things too seriously when they're doing them sometimes. And I think that's what's really cool about the indie circuit is you don't really have that. Like, you have these Hollywood films that come out, they're slashers, and it's like, guys, you didn't take any liberties at all. Like, you were straight down the line. And I mean, as cool as that is to see a solid slasher like that, I want to see some goofball shit. I want to see off the wall stuff. And, like if either one of you, I don't know if that's seen like, Black Phone, that's pretty much like, that's about where I'm at. Still had, the horror, the thriller, the comedy. It was just a perfect mix. But slashers are they're just a different breed. Like, if you can easily mess a slasher up, and that's what people don't understand, especially like in Hollywood, you can easily mess it up. I mean, look at the remakes you get with Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, and it's like, goddamn, guys, what were you doing? But you don't have that with
that hurts my heart, Don.
It does, and it does.
I liked those.
I hate them.
That last Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh,
now okay, now I can't speak for all of them. Now, I love the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, that was good.
I liked Halloween 2018. I did like the Friday the 13th remake. That was not bad. Halloween Kills can suck a dick. So whatever Netflix one that just came out for Texas Chainsaw can suck a dick.
Wow.
And
I'm in a minority here.
You know, I guess Friday the 13th, I'm not going to call anybody's indie films out, but you know, there's a couple that can suck a dick.
Oh yeah, there's so many of those.
Now, see,
you're not really calling anybody out. There's so many.
You're with me there.
Like the quality of it is like the rainbow, man. There's a whole spectrum
Clint
of
is
them.
dick deep in Halloween Kills.
I like that one. I mean,
I actually got my inspiration for Debbie, like some of the chasing and the kill scenes from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre with whatever her name was. But you know, that just shows you like a movie. I don't like they had no budget for that movie. That was like what late 70s that came out. But that is so iconic, and the fear that was, you know, in her, that was just so enjoyable to watch. And with that new one that came out, I cannot. They try to make it too today, like to reach, I guess.
They took a page out of Halloween Kills. That movie felt like Halloween Kills. And I was like, what the fuck? Like this doesn't feel like Texas Chainsaw. You're playing it safe. That was the thing. Yeah. The original one, obviously, for when it came out in 1974, I mean, it's that it is what it is. There's no budget. There's you just deal with what you got to deal with. And, you know, looking at the behind the scenes stuff about it, it was fucking miserable. Yeah. It was hot. It was just miserable, but they dealt with it and came out with an absolute classic. But now in 2022, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, if anything, it should be better.
I'm hopeful for a sequel. The thing that I like the best about it, not to go way off topic. I mean, we're talking to you know what I mean? But I'll put a point on this. You know, the thing I really liked about it was they brought in all these modern things, you know, the stuff that we worry about now, you know, woke culture, you know, and bringing in political correctness, you know, and you got these people with these grand visions. They're going to go in and they're going to buy up this town and they're going to set up all these hippie shops everywhere, you know, and we're going to have this nice, awesome little commune where everybody can just be happy, you know, and none of that shit mattered. This guy's still going to kill you. And that's what I liked about it. You know, it's like wipe all that shit away that we worry ourselves with every day and have fun with a nice slasher. And I did like the fact that we got a legit massacre at one point, you know, in the bus. That was probably one of the coolest scenes. And, you know, I think I agree that the nitpick, you know, with like a person of his age probably couldn't have pulled off a lot of that stuff. But I also kind of think that they never actually told us that's who it was. So I'm thinking it's somebody who it's maybe not the real Leatherface. Maybe it's just somebody connected. Just a thought. I'm hopeful for the sequel. I want this explained to me.
My big thing.
I don't want to have to like think with my slasher.
That's my big thing. Right.
I got you.
A slasher just needs to be just that.
Slash,
like,
yeah.
I want to see, what do I want in my slashers? I want blood. I want boobs. I want screaming. Like, just take it down. Like, I don't want to have to think about like, you know, political shit, political correctness, be woke. I mean, I want to sit down, I want to eat some popcorn, and I want to watch just, you know, and I don't want any of that CGI bullshit. No. I want real practical effects. I want people that have been in school that are like, you know, doing their craft. I want, you know, them to hire that. I want to see that on screen.
And we talk about that numerous times. I mean, CG blood. I mean, how fucking lazy do you have to be?
Oh, I hate CG blood.
Seriously. I mean,
you know, if you're doing like a tiny bit, you know, in connection with a practical effect, you know, just to kind of enhance it a little bit, I mean, that can turn out okay. But if that's all you're doing, that sucks.
Yeah. You have to make your actors suffer for the movie. And that is why Massacre Academy is so good, because the hell that they put me through with the amount of blood that was, not only was it, you know, the prosthetics and blood that was on me, but funny story, like at the end when we were shooting it, you know, I have my little, without giving too much away, I have my little, you know, scene and I had to. Oh God, it's spoilers or whatever. But I had asked them. I was like, did you have any blood for my mouth? And they were like, oh no, we forgot the blood for your mouth. We don't have no mouth blood. I'm like, we can't have this scene without me having some kind of blood in my mouth. And I'm like, give me whatever. So they had like this gallon of like Walmart shitty like 3-year-old Halloween blood that was like sitting out in the sun. And they were like, this is all we have left. And I'm like, I looked at Mark and I'm like, who's a fucking team player? I took that and I downed it. And I'm like, let's shoot the fucking scene, I had worse things in my mouth, but,
that's twice she's brought shit up that I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know. That's fucking weird, but it is what it is. Absolutely. I mean, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
You got it for your art. You got to do it for the art. Make it.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because even these new age slashers in Hollywood, it's like when somebody gets stabbed anywhere from here to here, you're gonna have blood coming out your mouth. Have you ever noticed that? That doesn't always happen. Like, I have a big fucking problem with that. Like, you're going to bleed somewhere. It's not just going to pour it's mouth. It's your where you got stabbed at. I mean, goddamn, guys. I mean, it again, I've said it numerous times. Clint said it numerous times. I think at some point, Hollywood and indie is just going to spiral together. It's not going to be a separation because at some point, Hollywood's just going to have to understand that, hey, I think these guys are making better movies than we are because they actually give a fuck about subject matter and source material. And,
they're either going to hire them away or they're going to have to start, up in their game a little bit and making movies on smaller budgets.
Yeah.
But
go back to the old days. I think a bigger budget means a shittier movie, honestly, because
in a lot of ways it can.
Yeah, because you just rely on too much, and that's what's so cool about like Massacre Academy. Mark didn't rely on jack shit. He's like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I have to deal with, and you get the end product, and it was like, well, goddamn, this is where's the 99% of the other Hollywood directors that need to take a page from his book and take a page out of all your books about how to act, how to die in a movie, like. It's just weird. It's weird the fact that you get the kind of quality you get from these indie movies, and it's just like, man, I don't even other than Black Phone, because I was waiting for that to come out. I don't give a shit about what else is coming out. Like, I'm more worried about Wolf Hollow coming out, Batshit. More worried about Batshit coming out.
I'm interested in Batshit. All I saw was like a poster for that. I couldn't find a heck of a lot else. Is there anything you can say about it?
I'm actually in that one for a couple minutes, and he has to be on the tail end of that thing. I mean, I think they're going on a couple years at this point. I don't know what the big holdup was, but he did message me a couple weeks ago that he wanted like one last shot for this film, and I said I would do it, but I told him he was going to have to pay. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything else from him. But he wanted a particular scene, and I was like, I only do so much stuff for free, man. So, but I mean, like everyone in the area, I think, was involved in that movie. So as far as I know, that's gonna be an interesting movie. And Todd is he's wonderful and fucked up. I did a short film for him before. I mean, he has a really cool vision, and he's definitely fan of 80s gore, everything. So I assume that the wait will be worth it.
Yeah. It looked really interesting when I was reading the description. Apparently some poor asshole goes by the pharmacy to pick up a prescription, but they fucked it up and they gave him some like psychedelic drugs instead. So like, I'm like, that could go anywhere. I have no idea that the possibilities of that are endless. He could hallucinate the whole time, or completely fabricate some realistic looking story happens before his eyes, but I have no idea.
Cool.
But I'm interested to know more. So
I don't think maybe he fully knows what's going on.
Yeah, right.
That's why it's bad shit. It's just a whole
bad shit, fucking crazy.
We'll see what comes out. Yeah.
And Ben and Ben Deedles is in this fucking movie too. Yeah. God damn it. The dude is everywhere. He's in Bathtub Shark Attack with Madeline. talked to Madeline Deering last night, and
I love her.
Found out that he was in that. Now he's in this. Like this cat is awesome. He's so great, and I love Neon Brainiacs, this podcast that he does. So it's phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of credits, and like we've always said, credits don't always matter. I mean, it's what you bring to the table. That's the big thing. Is that, and Massacre Academy especially, it's like you just shined on screen. Like you were where you needed to be, and you were just above and beyond when you hit it. And that's what was so cool. And of course, Steph being on there, I mean, you can't,
yeah.
Dr. Brady was amazing.
There were so many good performances in this.
So cute. I love her. Yeah. Oh my God. And then when they were on your podcast, her and Rick, and they were each other's sentences, I was like, what are you doing?
It was fucking weird. We were thinking the same thing. I was like, dude, this is weird as fuck. We're messaging. I'm like, dude, this is weird.
We talked to Jess Euler, but we haven't. I don't think we have her episode out yet. But we're going to do that soon. But so many good performances in that. I mean, I even liked Sean Phillips in the beginning. His over the top.
Amazing.
I mean, it was
and Dave good. Sheridan, and me and Clint have said numerous times, as far as this goes, he was absolutely incredible. And I hope that there's some kind of a prequel that comes out that leads up to this, with Dave being, in the forefront, because the dude is just
I would like incredible. To see that.
Yes, would you push that? Because I want my prequel, because I survived the first me and Jessica the ones that survived the first attacks. I'm like, let's get this. Yeah.
No, I'm totally for it.
Yeah, they constantly allude to it throughout the movie. They talk about things that happened that you never saw, you know what I mean? So it's like that would be cool. It's like we already have the makings, the skeletal structure of this movie. We just need somebody to write it and bring everybody back together again.
Mark, when I put this out, do that shit. This isn't the first time we've said it, so obviously do something. But yeah, I mean,
we'll have to get him on the show and pressure him really hard.
We'll get him back on here. I had him on the director's den. We'll get him on our show. And we'll just drill it in his fucking head that we need a prequel to that. But yeah,
we
Clint
need
hit
more
it.
Debbie. We need more Debbie. Yes,
we do need Debbie. Everybody needs more Debbie.
Everybody. God damn it! That should be the tagline. Everybody needs more Debbie.
That should be a T-shirt for like the movie.
We demand Debbie. That should be a T-shirt. It's. And again, it's a testament to how you portrayed yourself in it. I mean, there wasn't a bad performance in there, but again, it was just ones that stuck out. And Steph and you and Rick and Jess, it was like, damn, like, and that's not even taken away from like the default. Obviously, Felissa is going to be fucking amazing regardless.
I just finally I didn't get to meet her on Massacre because when she shot her things, it was in a different studio. So I wasn't with her, but she talked about me the whole time. I'm like, her whole lines are talking about me. Why am I not there? So I finally got to meet her this week. And oh my God.
Wolf Hollow?
Wolf Hollow?
Yeah. And I had 2 days with scenes with her. So I was like, I was all up next to her. Like, oh gosh. And I really wanted to hate her because, those New Yorkers are coming in here and stealing our jobs. But like, I couldn't. She was literally the sweetest actress I've ever met in my life. So down to earth. Like I figured, she would have been like, grab me the caviar and the champagne, darling, get away from me. But no, she was so cute. She was in the heat with the rest of us, just sweating it out. And oh my God, what a pleasure to work with her. Oh God, love her.
Yeah, we met her at Carolina Fear Fest, and we were there for all 3 days of it, and we hung out with her and Dave pretty often.
They were probably getting tired of us milling around their booth, but
I kept giving them money. I mean, I kept paying them.
Well, there is that.
I mean, so we did what we had to do, but I mean, they were just like you said. I mean, just Felissa's just, and she says it every time she goes to a convention, and people say the same thing, that she's just an absolute just treasure. She's, with Sleepaway Camp way back when, and she's still making movies with Dave. And it's like, damn, like she can just do it, man. 30 movies, I think she kept saying she was in. It's like, man, she's got it, man.
Just once.
I tried getting the dirt from her. I was like, what's it like traveling, doing all these movies? She's like, oh, it's just wonderful. I get to meet so many people. I was like, girl, give me the dirt. I'm like, tell me about like the creepers that you have to deal with. Tell me about like the crazy fans. Tell me about.
There's gotta be.
There has to be.
There's gotta be.
Even with my little part, I get like some like weird guys that are like, show me your movies. Like
that's just me.
Like,
oh, sorry.
My DMs. But she did not say like one bad thing about anything. She was like, I am so blessed to be out there doing my thing, meeting people and doing this. I was like, oh, I really wanted to hate you, but I can't.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I was like,
everybody only sees one side of her. Just once, I want to hear somebody say, "What a bitch!"
What a bitch.
Was,
exactly. Like, and no disrespect to the woman. The woman is a goddamn saint. But
she
it's
was
like
amazing to us.
one time I want to hear her just, want to hear somebody say, "Man, that fucking Felicity Rose, what a bitch."
Yeah,
and I don't think
people
you're
don't
gonna get
see that side of her.
I just don't think you're gonna get it. I mean, because
I know that she can get there because our scene, she had to get real angry in our scene that we have. So like, if someone does get her up to that level, like watch out.
For them.
You know it's in there.
Yeah.
She
got that New Yorker in her, like
that's true.
Like
that's
that mafia, I'll get you, I'll get your family, I'll get your friends,
Damn, she probably is like that too. She's like,
and if I can't, I know somebody.
Yeah, right. I won't do it, but I got 4 other guys that are gonna bury your ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess give everybody the lowdown on how you got into this. Where did you start? What did you obviously you did it, you had to do this somewhat in high school drama somewhere along the lines, but take it back one step further than that. What really got you going into this?
I always, I've always been a loudmouth bitch, center of attention whore, one of those. So like anything that can ever like get me in the center of attention, that's where I want to be. So of course, like, I did that all through high school, dance, singing, all that shit. And then, you grow up and you got to get the big girl job and, put all those, fun things to the side. And it was a couple years ago, one of my buddies on Facebook was like, oh, making a movie, looking for extras, da-da-da-da. And I had always done, the stuff that they do downtown where you can make a couple bucks, sitting in the background, just like, doing nothing. I've done a bunch of that stuff. So I've been on sets.
Mm-hmm.
But my buddy was like, I want you to, come and try out for this role. It was a Bad Hair Day. And it was by director Jonathan Jonathan Hughes.
And you played Audrey.
Yeah. And so he did a fun little short movie for the Douglas Education Centers. He got picked to do that. So that was my first step into like being back on like a real set. And I was surrounded by all these college students and special effects people, and they just like treated me like a queen. And I'm like, well, I'm no one. It was just so fun, just meeting everyone. And then the role was funny as hell because I was getting banged by a were-rabbit. I told him I would do it for free too. Like that was the last time I do naked stuff for free, just like my mama told me. But so fortunately he cut out the scene, but I'm getting...
I was on YouTube.
But like there is a scene where like I am like naked getting banged by Dave, what's his name? They had him all prosthetic up in like a were-rabbit costume, and he has this scene with me where I find him in my garden, and I'm like, what are you doing in my garden? He comes over to me, and he starts sniffing, and he starts sniffing my boobs, and he's like rubbing himself in my boobs, and like all his prosthetic like makeup is just like sweating coming off of my boobs. I'm like, yeah, I was like, this is what I got to get back into. So then it was like after that, started joining filmmaker groups. I met Mark, and then I met Todd Wolfson. I met a whole bunch of people, and I met my boyfriend through that, I guess you could say too, because he's a director and he's done some shorts, and he's done his full feature Little Mouse, and he's working on the next big one, but he wants to do I think another little short film before we start that one. So that's it. Just get into it, start making friends, and also like you have to be in it to have fun. Like I'm a little bit older, I guess. Like I don't imagine I'm going to Hollywood or making, any kinds of like money or anything like that. But just it's something that I enjoy. I enjoy like embracing a character and putting everything into it. And especially like these horror is like my thing. Like I don't even watch romantic movies or anything, like everything is horror with me. So just to do that, just get in it. It's just fun to me. And it's when you do that, knowing that you're having fun, and most of the time you're not getting paid. It's just something else that you have, and it just I'm just so lucky.
It's a hobby.
Yeah.
Just an expensive hobby. I mean, just a hobby that I would love to do, but I digress. I would like to be in a horror movie, but okay.
Well, and I would be a little bit remiss if I didn't bring up something else. I did come across the fact that you wrote a book, basically a tell-all book. I know that you're from the Pittsburgh area, and you've had a few exploits in that area, and it is called Berg Blonde: A Yinzer's Guide to Sex and Dating in the Steel City, and that's pretty cool. So, for the love of pierogies and Jeff Goldblum, can you tell us what made you want to write this book?
You guys really did your homework. I thought we were just going to talk horror the whole time.
No, I looked around a little bit. I like
we
to
have
learn
to do a little
something new
research
about my people.
Goddamn creepers. I got it.
I mean,
So I just I've always been that that funny bitch in my friends group, just the one that was always going on awful dates with these guys, and trying to make light of it, because if you just go through it like, oh, this sucks, I'm never going to find love, then it's just no one wants to be around that. So I would always like make light of it, make a funny story, exaggerate, make fun of the guy's dick or whatever. And all my girlfriends were like, you have to do stand up, or you have to write a book. And I was like, well, stand up, it scares me, because I'm afraid I would be one of those ones that would get in, on stage and then just like.
Why does everybody fucking say that? Everybody,
you need to do that. You need to do that.
Yeah, everybody fucking says that. Like they can be on. They can
in fact,
be on.
I think
film.
there's a stand-up school over there in Pittsburgh. Didn't Steve Hofstetter buy a church and like turn it into a stand-up college?
It's so
or something
fucking
like
weird that everybody says that they can be behind, behind the scenes with making a movie. They can be in front of the camera, but when it comes to stage work, it fucking terrifies them. I don't get that.
There's so much. I think because so I go to like, there's this little comedy shack down McKees Rocks where I'm from, and they have like these little like beginner first timers that come and they do their little comedy act, and it's so cringy. Like they're trying so hard, and they worked on all this material. And like the last time I was there was when the whole Roe versus Wade thing got overturned. So everyone was making like abortion jokes. Like that was on the radar for that week. Was like, okay, this is in the news. Let's make some abortion jokes.
That hit the people just right.
And it was like every single one of them tried to like deliver these jokes, and the only guy that could do it was the one that was so just awkward in his own. He was just awkward in general. He was the only one that was like landing them. I found it hilarious.
That's the guy that'll succeed in all this shit.
Yeah, and he was just like, no one else was really laughing, but he was cracking me up because he was so awkward, like delivering these jokes. But everyone else, I'm just like, no, it's too soon. If you say the wrong thing, I think that's the fear. You get up on stage and you're free to say whatever, and you go and you say that, and then you're canceled. So I'm like, well, I put in a book, so people have to read the book if they want to cancel me.
Right.
It's a New York bestseller. Last time I checked, pretty sure it's it's number one on Amazon's book list. So.
Yes, it is available on Amazon. So anybody who's interested in checking that out, please look for it. Once again, that is Berg Blonde: A Yinzer Guide to Sex and Dating in the Steel City. Reading the description, it did sound pretty funny. Just some things that stuck out to me, like this is where Sex in the City left off, but with a blue collar working class American twist. And I was really interested what magical metaphors are. I like metaphors.
Magical metaphors. Holy shit.
And apparently after reading this book, you'll know what it's like to give a BJ to a UFC fighter, have a three-way on an official Air Force barracks, how to have sex with a furry, and dare I say, even weirder stuff.
Why haven't I read this book yet?
I don't know.
Kind of.
Might have to change that.
I'm doing
I
with
wrote
my life.
it's in short story form. So like for years, I wanted to write a book. I cracked up all my friends that like write a book, and I could never figure out how to do it because like chapter wise, it wouldn't make sense. But then I went and I read Tucker Max's novel. And if you're familiar with Tucker Max, he talked about, banging chicks while he was in law school. And I found it, even as a female, I found it so hilarious. So I was like, that was it. And it just all clicked from there. I was like, I'll write it. Short stories, like I'm, at my girls having, wine, and I'm just, telling them about the guy, of the week. And that's how, so each chapter is like a short story. So you can go and you can pick, you can, left off, whatever. It's not in order. It's everything is separate. And all I wanted out of it was to make people laugh. So I've gotten nothing but good reviews on it. It's crazy. It's, I took a lot of artistic liberties with it, but most of it is either true or it's based off of a version of the truth. So
we should start doing book reviews, Clint. We need to start doing that. That's gonna be our next escapade. Book reviews. We have plenty of people that write books. Beatrice. Beatrice wrote one. So gotta get her book. April wrote one. Yeah, we need to start doing book reviews. Have a book club. Let's do that. Fuck the reviews. I don't want to be the person that says you can't write.
Ken Sagos.
No shit.
Get his too. Yeah.
Right.
I would love to be in a book group with a bunch of like 40 to 50-year-old Karens that are like trying to review my book.
I would love to see that.
He said that it hit the ceiling. Like what is that? I would die.
I want to see it. I would love to be a fly on the fucking wall in that meeting without a fucking doubt. That would be insanity.
Well, you heard it, folks. If you're a 40 to 50-year-old Karen, please hit us up on Messenger.
Yeah, please email us and say that you want to be.
We're gonna set something up.
We'll send the creepers your fucking way. Creeper Karens.
I've been dealing with them my whole life. Nothing new.
Jesus, that's terrible. Fucking awful. So yeah, I mean it's so great to talk to you about, what you've done and what you're gonna do. And our next one that we're really looking forward to is Wolf Hollow. And I know you can't say a lot. I know it's something that Mark's really wanting people to keep tight-lipped just because the movie looks absolutely incredible. Just the
tight-lipped, but he's like putting every single picture, everything out there. So I don't know how tight-lipped.
Well, I know he doesn't want to give away like a lot of the
behind-the-scene photos. I can tell you that.
I know he doesn't want to do a lot of the plot, but yeah, I mean, he does have a lot. Him and Brandon were on there with, I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I would have liked to seen that myself. But at the same time, it's like just talking about it, like it's one thing, but to see it unfold on film, that's one thing, but how is it working with everybody that's involved in that movie? Again, it's got some pretty good names in there. Obviously Felicia's in there, Lynn Lowry's in there, Angel Bradford's in there, who's one of our favoritist people. So the crew that's behind that, it has to be amazing.
It's crazy. A lot of heavy hitters. Hannah Fierman was there the other day. She was wonderful. Another very, very sweet actress. It's really great because you do these indie films and usually no one has money, no one knows what they're doing. The schedule's off. They tell you to be at one place at this time. It's actually somewhere else at this time. Not with Mark. Mark does not sleep. He has everything planned to a T. Every day, he gave us the call list like 2 months in advance, the shot list 2 months in advance. He has everything down to a T. And like each day he's like, yeah, we're 4 hours like ahead of time. It's like, where do you get the energy? And then the next day, like things are edited. He's sending us things. It's a pleasure to be on set with him again, because it's so professional. And then the cast and crew are I've worked with most of them before, but then you got the heavy hitters that he brought in, and it's everyone's so sweet. There's no, it's a fun time. And I have one more day of shooting, and that's when we get to do the really fun stuff. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, I definitely believe that Mark is some sort of next level, because, just from the little bit that I've seen, watching Massacre Academy, just like the way the shots were laid out, the way the lighting was done, the way it was cut together, just the way it was written, you know what I mean? It's just everything came together like I said, it exceeded expectations. So, and anytime you can do that, that's a win.
Anytime we do that and it's indie, that's a double win, because there's so many of these that fall by the wayside that, either they never get made, they're just garbage.
Yep.
But it's something with Mark, just takes pride in what he does. And, he's been doing it for a while. So, I mean, he's done a lot of shorts, but, with his other two movies with Elite and Night Zero, he kind of got an idea of how to do that full length. But man, Massacre Academy just took it to the next level. I mean, it was like, what the fuck? This is just taking it by storm on the indie horror scene.
He finally found like his stride. I think it takes a couple movies, shorts, whatever, to find out what works, what doesn't work. And, a big part of that is to have a reliable cast and crew surrounding you.
Yes.
Because, if you get the people, I really want to be in, and then they don't know their lines, they show up late, they, you really have to make these things work, have people that and you trust. And like that's why like a lot of the people from Massacre are back with Wolf Hollow, because when it works, it makes the day go by fast. And I mean, he's smart like that. Like he knows like I was actually a last minute replacement. I wasn't supposed to be in this one. I was waiting. I was waiting for him to figure out a place for me. But I was like, he knew, like, if you need me, I got your back, whatever you need to do. And he called me up a couple weeks ago and he was like, I need you. I'm like, I'm there, buddy. I'm there. And like, of course, like I'm there. I got my wardrobe. I got this, like, let's go.
That's a testament to you too, that you're one of those go-getters that,
again, team player.
I am the team player.
That's good though.
I hope they had better blood this time.
Yeah, no shit. I want none of that goddamn. At least give me like year-old Spirit Halloween blood, not 3-year-old fucking Walmart blood. Jesus.
I've had so many different bloods in my, like, the different things I've done. I've done a lot of practical effects stuff with my girlfriend. She actually edited my book, Courtney Hogan, who she's having the movie I starred in, Order of the White Worm. That one's coming out at the Harris Theater. I think, what was it, August 20th.
Where the fuck is that on? I hate IMDb so I didn't see that much.
Where is that?
What is that about?
This is her first like full length movie, so I don't think it's an IMDb thing. I don't know a lot of people.
Okay.
I have a lot of credits under my name, but yeah, I don't think they're not like IMDb worthy or whatever. And also, I ain't paying for that shit.
Yeah.
But like I did a lot of different shorts and practical effects and like photo shoots with her and Katie. Why I can't think of freaking last name right now, and she has like dressed me up like practical effects. So I've had so many different types of bloods in my mouth that I am like a connoisseur of different practical effects.
That was a good
blood
vintage.
At this point.
Yeah, that's a vintage 1960 like, fucking wine. She's got it down with blood. Like, pretty sure this is from CBS from at least 2009. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Katie
awesome.
makes this one. Oh, she makes it with she loves that Cairo syrup.
Oh,
and
God.
It tastes like chocolate milk, hot chocolate milk on like a hot day. And that one is the worst. The ones I like are the ones that have like raspberry sauce in them. Those are the best ones.
Oh,
why the fuck?
That does sound
why
nice.
the fuck wouldn't you have that? Raspberry, strawberry. Give me that strawberry Nesquik.
Different consistencies, different. They know what they're doing. Whatever.
Clearly not. If you're like, this tastes like shit, and I got to put this in my mouth. Fuck that. Yeah,
Nestle Quick ought to make a blood.
Hershey blood. Tell me that's not fucking marketable. Hershey blood. If I went to a store and saw that, it's instant. I don't even give a shit if I use it or not. It's going in the fridge, and if I need it, guess what?
Right on your ice cream.
Right. What? I want to fake a death. Oh, cool. Hershey blood right there. So yeah. Clint, do you have anything else?
I wanted to make sure that we knew where to find some stuff that you have going on, because like we can follow you on social media, like maybe on Facebook or something like that. But any of your projects, are there like websites out there in the world, or somebody who put them together that we can follow them to try to keep up to date on where they are?
If you go on to my Instagram is probably, or where you can find me, and I post everything because I always want to promote whoever I can. Instagram / Berg, which is like Pittsburgh, BURGH _ blonde, BLONDE. You can find all my stuff there, and then you can find my like Linktree link, and I have linked a bunch of shorts and different things I've done.
Sweet.
Links to my book page. We made a short for my book. It's called Making a Fuckboy. So that's linked there, and that's not horror, but horror to the single women out there, but comedy if you need a laugh there. And then Twitter, I'm under like Berg Blondie. Usually you type in Berg Blonde, you're gonna find me somewhere.
Okay. That's fair. That would explain why I couldn't find you earlier on Instagram. I wasn't typing the right thing in.
You weren't looking for fuckboys. Yeah. I don't know if I would have been either.
So any upcoming projects beyond Wolf Hollow? I mean, are you scheduled out further than that? You got other things you're working on?
This week everything is coming out. I got booked on Mayor of Kingstown, but I'm just doing background for that next week. But that's a nice little paycheck just for standing around with my thumb up my ass.
Oh, sure.
Movie wise, I have Wolf Hollow's going on right now. Next month or the month after, I start KHAF, KHAF, and that is a full length movie by Jessica Kessler. It's a very culty movie. Brian Saponis, who was in Massacre and Wolf Hollow, he's one of the starring roles in that one. So she's a first time, I don't want to say first time director. She's done some shorts and stuff, but I think this is her first full length movie. Order of the White Worm is premiering next month at the Harris Theater, and I'm really excited for that one because that's my first starring role. Like the whole movie is me, yes. And it's a little horror, it's drama, it's like coming of age, difficult like body dysmorphia stuff, and it's female directed by Courtney Hogan, who she's a favorite in like Rue Morgue. She writes for she has all kinds of shit. Very talented lady. And then of course my boyfriend Matt Zillick, he is he never wants me to talk about what he's doing because he's so secretive. He wants to be that one filmmaker that like just no one knows anything about, and then he just has his stuff out and you're just like blown away. But he's so talented, and I only fuck winners, so it's that's why I'm with him. But like all his photography, all his shorts, movies, he puts so much care and homework and meticulous work into these things. And we're actually doing a photo shoot this weekend. It's his birthday, so I told him that he could shoot me with his new camera and his new light, half naked in an abandoned building. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. But his new thing, we're going to shoot Of Ravens, and that's going to be kind of an action flick where I'm playing kind of like I don't want to say, but like a Jason Bourne type character, not like a superhero, but like I find some
like an operative sort of secret agent type deal almost.
Well, you played a detective in a short, so that should carry over a little bit, right?
Oh yeah. It's like like I find myself into some bad people, and I have to figure out a way out of it. A very female smart, MacGyver. But that one, he was all about that one. We were going to shoot that one, and then he was like, "No," he was like, "I got a better one." He's like, "We're taking this one, this one." I was like, "Whatever you want to do, honey."
Yeah, let's roll. Let's rock and roll. Absolutely. Well, I'm not gonna go without saying that. Sorry, guys, but we got to see this. When this comes out, I know
someday you will too.
Yes, this is incredible. Just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on if it's going to get distributed. Keep an eye on it. The Indiegogo. There's nothing going on for it right now. Is there still?
Not that I'm aware
I
of.
don't think there is. But either way, if you just keep an eye on that. It's amazing. And me and Clint, obviously April, because she was in the fucking movie. But it's incredible. I mean, it's literally just a
it's a big cock tease is what it is.
Yeah, it is a big cock tease.
This movie, ain't no one can see it.
Right.
That's what we do. That's why we're special. That's why we know people, and we know people that can send us shit. So yeah, we'll get everybody, teased up, hot, ready, and when it comes out, y'all can blow your fucking load on it because it is incredible.
Hopefully, I think they're still just like working out like the best deal. They know it's a good movie, so I think they're just kind of like looking for the right distributor. But of course, if anything pops up, that'll be first thing on my Instagram. Like, go see it.
Oh, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Well, we don't want to keep you on here too long on a Friday night, so you have been an absolute fucking pleasure to talk to. Didn't pull any punches.
A regular delight.
Regular delight. Turkish delight. Is there anything else you want to add before we let you go?
No, just I don't know. Yeah, if you want more April Marie, Berg Blonde, Debbie Levine, follow me on my Instagram. I post everything there. Author, actress, jiu-jitsu purple belt. I like to beat up guys in my spare time. I don't know. Well, that's me.
That's her in a nutshell, guys. So,
sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a fucking amazing, right? Exactly. So, well, we will let you go, my dear, and we can't thank you enough. And again, guys, man, be on the lookout for Massacre Academy. Follow her with all of her stuff coming out. Watch this episode if you want to know what that is. So, again, you have been wonderful. And Clint.
Yes, let's close it out. Some closing words. Thank you very much for coming on. You've been absolutely wonderful. We love you. We love the 80s. We love the movie that we saw you in. On behalf of Don, I'd like to say, don't let the bad ones ruin a good time. And on behalf of myself, I hope you find movies that haunt you. Good night.
Love you guys.